Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Modded Factorio with me, the Gameblot. Wow, this game, I didn't realize how much I bit off, and I think I bit off more than I could chew. Just saying. We've done a thing. We redirected all of the ore over to where we needed to be, over to these flotation cells, where it's mixed with purified water, and out comes these things. We get some blue geodes and red geodes, which will reprocess at a later point. We also get these chunks. All of them become chunks of some sort. The chunks are then sorted, and we get more ore, as well as, obviously, yeah, we get a lot of slag. We've emptied out some of the silos, obviously, into other ones. This will obviously get expanded, and eventually we're going to have to do something about it, like, I don't know, break it down into more things. So the bobmonium chunks become zinc, cobalite. What else have we got here? We've got, I do believe that is quartz and tin. Quartz and tin. We got the quartz and the tin coming down here. The quartz is making glass. Eventually we will need to actually take some of that away to make our silicon plates. Our rubite is getting smelted down again. We're getting gold and aluminum, as well as nickel, and we are getting lead. So we've actually managed to reprocess our lead and our tin as well. The tin we are getting from our sapphirite. Alongside, obviously, we're getting our still the same amount per chunk as we were from just the straight up crushed ore. 2 copper, 1 iron. But now we're getting some more cobalite, and we're also getting some tin out of this as well. Again, one of the byproducts we can't really avoid all that much is our slag. And ditto again with our sapphirite refining. So from our sapphirite chunks, we are getting 2 iron, 1 copper. We're getting quartz, which is nice, or silicon, and we are also getting nickel. All the nickel. We're just putting everything into these warehouses. It means that it's just a little bit easier, I guess, to sort through some of this stuff. Individual lines coming out of it. It also means that there's also an immediate sort of immediate storage for all of the things that we have processed, or are about to process at any rate. Cobalite obviously needs to be processed a different way. Iron and copper are just going straight through into our smelting area. It hasn't actually really done much of anything. We're not getting any more of it. I haven't quite done the math yet. We may be getting more as a result of the chunks, but as you can see, it is actually completely backed up. Our backlog, however, at this point in time is actually the purified water. So one of the offshoots we get from this is the flotation wastewater, which we are just storing in these tanks. We're also purifying it again in the hydro plants. We're getting a little bit more sulfur out of that, which is nice. We're also getting some, I forget what it's called. It's a different kind of water, which we're just dumping for now. We're just dumping it. We're also getting some more purified water, which is actually coming through here now, which is nice. And the sulfur obviously is going straight down to our oil processing area. Our original coal is almost out. Sad to see. But we are getting a lot of coal from our train now. We're doing a little bit more purified water down here. We're actually getting a little bit of saline water from this as well, which we'll actually have to boil at some point. Alright, so we do have a lot of purified water now, which is nice. And that is all connected up. Hopefully. I think it is. Yeah, looks like it is. We're just dumping the saline water. Any of the overflow is just going straight into these clarifiers, which helps you get rid of all the water that you don't want. It's a water void. It's exactly what it says in the tooltip, which is great. And then obviously we've got 4 more hydro plants down here creating, from 30 water we get 2 purified water. Oh, sorry, 10 purified water and 2 saline water, which is nice. The saline water obviously will come down here and we'll probably refine it a little bit more. All of our sulfur is coming down here where it is being banked up and turned into sulfur dioxide again, and then to sulfuric acid and batteries, which is nice. We are having to void a lot of this again. In fact, I think we need to gas venting pump. Let's put that on this. Let's start venting that a little bit as well. We actually may need to do some red wire conditions here. I'll see if I can get that set up in the next, or between the next couple of episodes. The other thing we may need to do is vent some of this chlorine. Maybe holding us back. It is actually getting to the point where it is actually taking the better part of half an episode to sort of work our way through stuff. The other thing that's not really happening for us is our ferric chloride. We do have a little bit stashed up, about 3,000, I think it's barrels? Whatever. We've also managed to send our basic electronic components and our first set of circuit boards down towards our down here towards our robotics manufacturing facility. The one thing we still don't have is transistors. We got so distracted by upgrading our processing. Again, I'll put that Imgur link in the description just so people can have a look and see the progression for that. It was really helpful. Believe me, it's actually helped me a fair bit. The other thing we did obviously was upgrade our tin and lead smelting, because we do actually, turns out, we need a fair bit of lead and tin elsewhere, not just for our circuits. As well as our solder plate. In fact, the solder plate actually now comes all the way, it is belted the whole way over towards our this other circuit facility on the other side of the green science. Eventually we have to get blue science on the way because I got incredibly frustrated. It has been several hours since the last recording, for me, at any rate, where it's been maybe like a day for you. It's been a little bit longer than that. Just to get all of this set up was just an absolute nightmare. Most of this was just cleared by the 50 robots that I've got in my inventory, and it took forever. So I would like to get, at some point, some blue science so I can get worker robot speed and the cargo size and all that up and running. We are doing a little bit more with our green science. Eventually we'll get into chemical refining, but again, we need blue science for that. We are stuck on speed modules. Why? Let's take a look at the research queue. See how far. We've actually come along a fair way. Reckons 50 seconds left on those speed modules, but I do believe... Let's have a look. Speed modules. Require for me to have a thing. What do you require? You require possibly for me to have something else researched. I'm not sure why. Let's ditch that for now. You can get started on armor crafting 3. The one thing I don't like is the escape button doesn't actually work with our research queue. It's really, really, really all kinds of irritating. Let's go hunting for the next bit of green research that we can get done. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's get the robotics 2 done. Robotics 2 leads us towards our next little bit of... we can upgrade our robots eventually. And I think actually... our favourite saying for this entire series is eventually at some point. So eventually at some point we'll upgrade our robots. Eventually at some point this will get done. Eventually at some point we'll actually be good at this game. Not anytime soon. But obviously it's a learning process. I'm learning, you are learning, everyone is learning. Let's mine out the rest of this as well. Yeah, our little ore patch, a little coal patch, almost all gone. Just get rid of all of that, and eventually that line will, and we'll have room for other things. There are a couple more ores that we can mine and obviously process. Where are they? The crotininium. Our gem seed is something else completely. We actually can make that at some point. We just need to have a couple other bits and pieces, particularly liquid processing. We need to get that. There's a lot of things that we need to do. Hey, we can get tin ore, crushed plutonium, and stereotype. We can actually bump that up a little bit. Okay, that's kind of cool. Givelite apparently is a thing as well that we can get. I'm not sure how we get that though. Oh, there it is. It is something that we mine. Okay. We do have some crotininium over here on the map. In fact, there seems to be a little bit. There's our Givelite. We will have to go and find some more stereotype, which I think this is here, and some sapphire. We'll have to use trains, so that we'll get all that set up off camera. Our sapphire crushing has come to almost a complete stop. There's a little bit happening right at the end. Did it with our stereotype as our barbonium and all that. It's a little slow. We might actually have to... I guess we might actually have to upgrade this. It is 2 to 5, so it's 5 to 10. We might actually have to make this a little bit bigger on the other side here, which will require me to sit there and clear out more trees. Oh, it's so much fun. But thankfully the internet is full of entertainment, so we usually just watch a movie while we wait for that to finish. Oops, guilty confessions. Anyway, that's it for this episode. We'll see you again in the next one.